Good evening, chat. It's been so long, I feel like I've forgotten how to stream already. Okay. Yep, new DLC. Go outdoors. I have been outdoors. Brand new outdoor L room is here. Plus 58 new room items added for free. Oh my god, really? What's been added while I was gone? Oh, there goes that. Bye bye. Okay. Put on some music. Hello, Doge. Hello, everyone. Alright, let's join the room first before I start yapping. Ooh. Try this one. Okay, wow. A outdoor room. Damn. Holy shit. Finally. This game needs more outdoor rooms. Finally they added after a few months. I will be sitting down somewhere. I don't think it's safe to be drawing next to a pool, is it? Hang on. I want to check the other ones. Okay, we've got farm. Touching grass. I touched many grasses already. Yeah, I get it. Touch grass. Yeah. They just add like one room or... I like this one. Go receive printer model one. You know, they should add a workshop at some point. Ooh, okay, this is neat. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Evening. I'm gonna go sit down somewhere. Well, that's a lot of clipping going on the floor. Holy shit. I'll be sitting down over at the Windows 11 desk, of course. Okay, let me pause the music. I hope this is, actually... No, we just listened to that one. I'm good. I really need to add a few more new ones. Hang on. I have some ideas. I do have some royalty-free music. Let me just go grab them real quick. Oh my god, touched too much grass? I sure have. Welcome, person in YouTube chat. Sorry, Dojo, I'll read in a little bit. I'm trying to find good music. Oh yeah, this works. Sure. Although I was thinking of something a little bit more groovy. What's it called? Oh, backing track. That's it. Yeah. Here we go. Is there a way to program my VM and trying to make auto homework machine right now? Doge, do your homework. Don't stop asking computers to do them for you. to do your homework and study. Be good, etc., or something. Right, so, we have a lot of stuff to do today. Well, not a lot, actually. I just have a, few things I gotta do. Ooh, Borealis and Falling Stars, yeah. I like this map. They should add more. They should definitely add more, outdoors map. Or, workshop. They did... I did fill out their survey, and clearly they know one of the most requested thing is workshop. They're working on it apparently. Can I go over there? No? Okay. Damn. Anyways, yeah, we've got some thumbnails to work on today. We've got... What else? Really, thumbnail, that's it. I guess just relax a little bit. By the way, if I sound a little bit stuttery, a little bit sound like I'm out of it, that's because I am. I am, EP. There's been so much going on. So you guys know I was in Japan like 2 weeks ago, right? It honestly hasn't felt that long ago, but it has. Like immediately after I got back home, I had like less than 12 hours of being at home with like 3 hours, 4 hours on the stream. So I had like less than 5-6 hours of sleep, and then I had to run down to like to my relatives because Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year, whatever. And I didn't get home until like yesterday. So like, I still had my luggage from Japan that I hadn't unpacked. So by the time I got home yesterday, it was already like 11 p.m. And by the time I was done unpacking some of the stuff, it was already like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. or whatever. Very, very exhausting. Traveling is one thing, traveling abroad is one thing, but having to do and more travels, domestically, after that was very tiresome. I'm practically drained out, and I still have work, and then there's work stuff as well, and like I talked about it briefly on Discord as well. I had like a lot of other things I had to do outside of work and unpacking, etc. Like I had to pack a few packages. I had to send out my dead 1070. I'm finally getting that repaired. And a whole bunch of other things. I did try to tidy up my room a little earlier, and I actually collected a whole box of stuff that I'm gonna sell at a thrift store. I'm just gonna sell at whatever prices. I don't really care. I just want to clear out some rooms. I'm sure I'm losing majorly there by selling them to a random thrift store, but like whatever. Aside from that, what else? I should probably turn the music down. I can barely hear myself. Oh wait, I just realized. Can you guys not hear the game audio? Oh, wait, what? Why is it turned all the way down to... There you go. Anyways, somehow it was like turned all the way down to like negative 51 dB, whatever. Fixed it. What else? Yeah, I'm traveling again more later this Thursday. I'm gonna be gone until like Sunday. After that, the schedule's gonna be back to normal for like a week, and I'm gonna be gone again the next weekend. But like after that, it's all normal after that, thankfully. I'll actually get to rest for like 2 months. Aside from that though, I've also been thinking about a few things about covering work. I've been thinking about shifting focus to original music for a little bit, but God knows how that's gonna go. But I'm not gonna worry about it until like March or April because I barely have time to work on music right now. Speaking of, there's one cover work that's already been done, and the video is being worked on right now. It will probably be ready in like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I don't know. I didn't specifically tell them if there's any hard deadline. So, and I prefer letting my producer do the work just for as much time as he needs, really. What else? Right, I mentioned I was clearing out some stuff earlier, right? So I cleared out a box of stuff that I'm gonna sell at a thrift store. Aside from that, I collected like a bag of stuff that I haven't really had a place to put my things down in. Probably gonna get another glass cabinet for that, cause like I'm out of room, man. Or at least out of places to display them. Less so out of room, more so I need to start refurbing, quote unquote, my room, because there are a lot of optimizations I could do with my room. Let's just say, like for example, right? I have a double bed, and the thing is the bed frames, right? It's actually technically 2 single bed frame stitched together, and so like it's actually slightly bigger than my bed, so it's actually using up a lot of wasted space there. I've been meaning to replace that for a long while. I just haven't gotten around to it. Probably will at the end of the month or sometime next month, because like previously I was putting it off because I didn't have much money lying around, but I think I have some money now to start replacing some of my furnitures. Yeah, let me pull up my to-do and my timer. We're gonna work on a schedule today. Actually, no, schedule's already done. Big piece to move around. Yeah, that's the thing I'm worried about. That's another reason why I've been putting it off. It's not necessarily just money. It's I don't know what I'm supposed to do with the old bed frame. I think I could just have the. So, I think they'll take a fee. The furniture the place that sells furniture, I think you can pay them for a surcharge for them to take your old one. I forgot how much it was, but like they could take care of your old stuff if you have nowhere, if you don't want to take care of it yourself. And ideally that's how I should do it, but I also don't really know how it's gonna work out. I don't know. I'm probably gonna consult the actual furniture firm. They give a discount for that? I don't think so. No, it's just like you have to pay a flat fee for it. But I think it's a little bit easier than having to call the cleaning company to take care of it, because like here you gotta like call a garbage truck if you want to dispose of large furnitures like that. It's an uncertainty that makes me not want to do it. That's the main thing, really. And there are a few furnitures I like to replace as well, not just the bed frame. I've been thinking about replacing my closet for a little bit. Right now it's more like a makeshift closet than an actual closet. Like it's not that big of a deal. Really, I just need a place to reorganize, shuffle my things in, because like I'm out of places to put my CDs. Actually, it's, the shelf that I put my CDs on, it's all full. It's not even gonna have a lot of CDs on there. It's more so like it's taken up by other stuff. So yeah, I need to take care of that as well. More so, I just need glass cabinet, really. Another one. I already have one. And it's already full of Xenoblade stuff. I need a cabinet where I can put like Teto and Miku stuff and other things. I think one more is enough, really, because like it's not like I have a whole lot of other merch that I need to put my stuff in. And yeah, I also might start selling a few other stuff that I have, like the box I mentioned earlier, where I'm gonna sell the stuff in, sell all the stuff in the box to a thrift store. I had like all sorts of things in there, like headphone stand that I don't use. What else? A power supply that I don't really use anymore. A bunch of games that were kind of like that I don't really play, and or shovelware. Things like that. Usually they don't really give you a whole lot in return though, because like they buy it from you and then just resell it at a higher price. That's usually how it goes. And for example, right, last time I tried to sell my Animal Crossing New Leaf copy, it was actually they were quoting me like 30. They were quoting me like $1 to buy it. I was like, yeah, but now I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm probably not gonna bother selling on my own. One, yeah, apparently the JP copy is like really cheap. I actually did look it up. It's only like $5 or something loose. It's like pretty cheap already on the secondhand market. So $1, yeah, I can kind of understand. It's whatever. I'm pretty much selling all the stuff that I don't really care for their value to the thrift store. I'd be lucky if I get like $30 back of all the stuff inside. But I also just I can't be bothered putting them on the secondhand listings websites, because like it's a whole ordeal having to worry about selling all that. But other things with like higher collector's value, I'll probably resell them on my own. Just these ones, these smaller items, I can't really bother figuring out listings and whatnot. For example, I have a few albums I like to resell. I have a USOB album that's like limited edition. It's like a good $35 value or something. That I'm not gonna sell to the thrift store. I'm just gonna put it online somewhere. I'll get to that at some point though. I'm not in a hurry for those, because well, I don't really have time to worry about that. Because like, aside from that, I also have at work has been there's a lot of other stuff I gotta do at work as well. That's also the reason why I've been putting things off. Just so many things going on at once, man. Anyways, thumbnail. Oh my god, we've been putting this off for like 20 minutes. Affinity. No, actually, I should probably put Shoost. I haven't updated my Shoost in a while. Should probably get the latest version. Probably pledge the guy that made it again to get the update. Just turn that on. I'll put on Shoost. Give me a moment. I clear out like a whole box of stuff I gotta throw as well. It's starting. Give it a little bit. Was that loud? I hope not. Okay, there we go. Now it started. I don't know why some of these Unity games take forever to launch. Okay, let me turn on shoes capture. So our schedule this week is Xenosaga and Arknights. Xenosaga. Nope, that is way too big. Smaller, please. By the way, I did another thing that I haven't mentioned yet. I've been thinking about getting into drawing. Because I saw a drawing tablet for like $200 used at a thrift store the other day, and it looked decent, or at least the price looked decent. I turned it on. The color is a little bit more washed out than I would have liked. Like, it's one of those with a screen on it. So I've been thinking maybe I should like get a secondhand Cintiq tablet and actually try to learn how to draw. Because like one thing with my existing cover works and whatnot, like the MVs, I just come up with a generic general idea for how the character should look, and then have the illustration done by artists, and then pass the finished art to the producer, the MV producer, the editor. But I want to have more creative control. Not necessarily so that I could draw the complete character by myself, but like, you know, if I could draw some storyboard, that would be nice. Because like that was one thing I actually wanted to do for some of my projects before, but I didn't end up doing it. Yeah, I want to learn how to draw at some point. I do want to get a tablet first, though. Can I get shoes capture in here, please? Shoes, where's shoes? Over here. Okay. Turn down the contrast for this. So, where were we last time with Xenosaga? I kind of forgot. Alright, last time we were playing as Shion. Can I get a cutscene Shion somewhere? She looks pissed. Okay. This one should look good. Okay. Maybe I'll put myself on the left side this time. Scale. Alright, I'm gonna make this smaller for you guys, so I don't spook you guys. Turn this off. Move the logo over to the side. Okay, I need to be able to see the preview. Okay, let's see. What does this look like? Oh, neither looks good. Let's try that again. Looks like I'm looking to the side. Let's try that again. Yeah, that looks fine. The next one... I'm gonna save this. I really had to tidy up my thumbnail folder. I'm gonna do that after this, I think, actually. What's the next thing I gotta do? Arknights, right. Did I even make one for Arknights? I don't think so. Alright, well, let's make one for Arknights right now. Okay. Arknights. Do I have the logo for it? I mean, do I need it? I don't think so. Sorry, give me a second. I gotta do something real quick. It's really annoying. I gotta sign in for this. Give me a second. I had to deal with something real quick. I really hate having to switch between different input methods. I have like 3 different input methods, and I like have to juggle between them all the time. So I've got English, I've got Chinese, I've got Japanese. Okay. Okay, let's get back to what I was doing. To go between layout sure is tedious. It's not that bad. Alright, zoom out a little bit. No, damn it. Windows docking. I did not mean to do that. Set resolution. Thank you. Try that again. Zoom out a little bit. I look weird without the ears. Hello, person in YouTube chat. Hi. What are you doing? What do people do for their thumbnails? Or Arknights? Sorry for Enfield. Honestly, not a whole lot. Hello, person in YouTube chat. People really be just cutting out character PNGs and slapping in their thumbnail. Probably add an Enfield logo on it. Bro, add boy character? What do you mean? Do you want me to slap a boy character in there? Let's see. Enfield logo. Transparent. Okay, can I get a higher resolution transparent logo, please? Oh, someone has a GitHub repository for this. Oh, great. Well, I'll be yoinking from this GitHub then. Just use magic for this. Yeah, it's so weird. It looks like magic can't really handle SVG sometimes, and sometimes it can. I don't really understand. What do people use for converting SVGs to PNGs outside of magic, image magic? Because, like, image magic did not like that SVG. Maybe Inkscape? Does Inkscape have, like, a command line that I can use? Because I don't really feel like firing up the whole Inkscape GUI for this. Oh. Oh, it's that easy, huh? Okay, Inkscape. What is it? Enfield logo. Export type PNG. Export file name equals GI. Dot name dot PNG. Does that work? Did it work? Okay, yeah, I did. Okay. Slapped it in the home directory as opposed to my current working directory, but okay. Sure. Try that again. Way too big. I guess I shouldn't have an outline. The outline makes it look weird. Nope, that is not what I meant. They really need to add a Control Z option for Shoost. No. Oh my god. Fuck. Damn it. Okay. Can I lock this layer? It'd be nice if I can. Doesn't seem like it. I wish there's a way I can, like, invert this. That would be nice. Oh, actually, hang on. Actually, no. That's not bad, actually. And then we do a... What's a crop? And then we do a... outline of black. Oh, actually, hang on. That's not bad. Just a tiny bit. Then we gotta zoom out. No, wait, wrong window. There it is. I'm gonna add this to the background layer. Is that better? You know, let me see how others do it. Others just use a smaller logo instead. We could try that. Hang on. Okay, that's very small. Okay, now it's in the way. Oh my god, this is so annoying. I hate making graphics design. Just want to have someone make the thumbnails for me. That looks better, I think. Okay, I really need a screenshot that doesn't have subtitles on the screen. Okay, let's see if this screenshot works. Actually, looks okay. I'm in the way a little bit. Can I zoom out a little bit more? No. Man. Come on. That's the most zoomed out I can be. Why not smile to a lady? Which lady, huh? I need a picture of this, but like more zoomed out. Otherwise, this screenshot is perfect. How about this one? No. Okay, if I have to do this, then Need something to cover up the bottom right and the overlay. Okay. I might need to get rid of the hat. I'll get rid of the glasses. How does that look? That looks so fucking stupid. Let's try that again. Hang on. Yeah, actually, it looks good. I'll take that. Okay. Okay, well that's that done. Oh, hello. Oh. Sorry. I wasn't even aware that was off. I'm gonna take a tiny little break. I'll be right back. I'm getting very tired. I'm gonna stream until like at least 12 though. But I'll be right back. I got a mosquito in my room. Ah. Hello, I have returned. Right, so next thing we gotta do is tidy up the thumbnail folder. Okay. I'll put my sleeves back on. Ah, there's a mosquito in my room. Can I catch it? Nope, it flew away again. Damn it. No. Right. Gonna work on the thumbnail folder. I can't really show you guys it, unfortunately, but... well, can I? Thumbnails. I don't know why for some reason the thumbnails for various pictures sometimes won't show in Explorer. I assume you want a dev game. You've developed skills like risk control, psychology reading, and survival experience. Would you play again? If so, how many times would you play? Your win rate is 40%, 40 to 70%. Each game brings life-changing money, but only a minimum of 4 people could survive. I'd probably quit like the first time I win. It already gives me a large sum of money. No one to quit, you know. Special file type? No, they're just like regular PNG, regular JPEG. Sometimes they won't show for some reason. I assume it's a bug of Explorer somehow. I don't know. Alright, I guess I'll categorize them by like games. Okay, so Xenosaga 2, Xenosaga 1. Move the shoes files into the shoes folder. Sometimes I wish I could zoom in to the words on it in Explorer as opposed to you know, when you do control scroll wheel, it's gonna change the preview type. Kind of just want to like zoom in on the text as opposed to changing the preview type. Yeah, even the previews like completely broken everything. I don't understand why. Man, I hate Windows shenanigans sometimes. I mean, I know why, kinda. It's probably because it's in the cloud provider folder. Does that sometimes to cloud provider folders. Okay, so this goes to the folder parents 5. Okay, so that goes to go. Okay, I can't just move it in here. This is so infuriating, man. I have to open the file first before I can move it. Resident Evil 2 2019. By the way, I know the new Resident Evil is coming out, but I think I gotta finish this before I can play the new one. No, I don't have to, but like, I think it gives me the best experience, right? Okay, let's Silent Hill 1, so Silent Hill F. Xenosaga Episode 2. Let us go. Abandoned archive. Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous. And field. Alright. Arknights Enfield. Zomboid. Okay, I think that's everything tidied up. Where's the thumbnail for episode 2? There you are. I gotta like rename these files as well to like last modified. Right now they're just kind of all sitting together. I mean, I could just like do sort by date modified, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I guess that makes more sense. Okay, that's that done. Oh, I need a break. I'm so tired and stressed out. Oh, man. I'm a little worried that me being stressed out is gonna affect how I stream. Like clearly, I'm not. If I'm not in my best working condition, I will probably not have a good stream. A little worried about tomorrow and the day after. Like, you know how I haven't sad. I was away for like a long while, right? A week or two. I was already like missing streaming. But I also don't know if I can really stream when I'm like dead tired. I really hope that tomorrow and the day after will be fine. We'll see. It's okay to not be always 100%. Yeah, but you know, I only have so many days this week that I can stream. I really do wanna have a good stream, you know? So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try doing well tomorrow. Although I'm physically going to work tomorrow. I was going to physically going to work tomorrow. Sorry, today, but like I was too tired, so I did remote instead today. But otherwise, I was hoping to go into work today and Wednesday. But I guess it'll have to be Tuesday and Wednesday. I feel like I haven't been making much progress at work lately. I don't know. I'm getting tired of a lot of different things. I just kind of want work to be over with. Like at least until March passes, and I think I'll be able to relax after that a little bit more, as opposed to me traveling all over the place and stressful work. The project that I'm doing at work won't subside until like end of March, I think. There's 18 inches of snow outside. Jeez. Weren't you just on vacation? It's not really vacation if I'm... Okay, the Japan trip, sure. You could say that's a vacation. But also, like, you know, having to run around different places, it gets tiresome. Clocking like 15,000 to 20,000 steps in Japan was like not the most relaxing thing. I just thought you went. I just thought you went to Japan. No, I wasn't. I was in Japan for like 4 days. That was about it. Last week was Chinese New Year. I haven't been able to relax since I got back from Japan. Cause like, you know, I was at my relative's place. Having to attend to different gatherings and whatnot. I was not able to like you know how I did a stream last week when I just came back from Japan. I had like less than 12 hours to stream and sleep. Didn't even unpack at all because like I did not have time to unpack. Because like within 12 hours, that includes streaming and sleeping, I had to run all the way down to the southern part of the island and you know, be away for like another week. I was just like, oh dude, I'm so tired. I just want to be at home. Oh my god. And I'm gonna be gone again this Thursday through Sunday for another thing I'm going to. I'm really tired. Getting to go travel and visit your family seems stressful. Like, ideally, right? I like to be able to relax and do whatever when I'm at my family's. The problem is I can't. I'm not at my computer during those times. Sure, I could, like, sleep in and whatnot. But it never feels like I have a restful sleep. Because, like, there's always something I gotta do the next day. I'm not just like sleeping the entire day off. No, I have to like wake up within like however many hours for like the next gathering or whatever. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm doing some really stressful work or whatever, but like it really didn't feel like I had my own downtime, really. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not really complaining about, you know, gatherings and whatnot, or like at least not in the way of like. Not that I'm not grateful for these gatherings, but right, I'm just really like, I just want to be at home. Like I had some ideas when I was away for what I want to do. By the time I'm back, I'm like, dude, I'm so freaking tired. I don't. All the ideas I had, they're just like, yeah, I'm gonna deal with it later, cause like I'm too tired to be thinking about any of these right now. Things like that. I mean, aside from all that, right? It's just like I am also getting tired of work. That's also another thing. I just want, like I said, I've been working on a big project of work lately, and the whole thing won't really die down until like March, the end of March. And lately, I've been finding myself slacking off at work, because I just don't want to do it, you know. Looking at malware is fun and whatnot, but when it's a malware you don't want to look at, or like if it's a thing that you're really not interested in doing, it becomes a chore, and you're just like, I'd rather be doing something else right now, you know. It's like work. Man, this is a depressing stream. Nah, I'm sorry. I'm just getting tired. Let's talk about something else. I kind of talked about everything I want to talk about, actually. I'm not sure if I mentioned this during the last. I think I did. Yeah, I briefly talked about it on the Japan stream last week. I mentioned a friend of mine found a 10X at the thrift store for like something $69 or whatever, for cheap. And it's been sitting in my server ever since, and yeah, it looks like it's been doing some work well when I was away. Not the fastest thing in the world, but it seems to work fine. I also got I was at a thrift store a few days ago. The ones locally in Taiwan. I found a razor core for like $65-ish. Also fairly cheap. It was labeled as junk because they didn't have equipment to test it. It's basically an external GPU dock that works via Thunderbolt 3. My laptop is like old enough that it does Thunderbolt 3. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a graphics card to test it with right now. All of them are in use. I've got 2 graphics cards in my system. I've got the Titan X in the server. I have a 960 that I tried. It doesn't seem to work. I'm not sure if I broke the 960 or not. And the 1070 I have, that one I just sent out for repair, so I don't really have anything to test it with right now. But aside from the graphics card, it does actually come with its own little add-in card that does Ethernet and 4 USB ports. Those seem to work fine. So, well, I guess we'll see when the 1070 comes back. What else? I've been meaning to I have a signed poster of Cosmos from the creative designer of both Xenosaga and Xenoblade. I have a signed poster of Cosmos. I've had that for like 2 or 3 years. I still haven't been able to put it up yet. Because it's like it's not like in the standard frame size, so like I have to get it specially framed. I still haven't gotten around to it. I also need to find a place for it. I'm gonna go to sleep now. Okay, good night, Doge. I'm sure it's like nighttime for many of you. I need to start thinking about the schedule for next week as well. But I'm not gonna worry about that right now. But I mean to play the controversial Life is Strange game because the new one is coming out, and I need to finish that controversial one before I can try the new one. So all these game sequels coming out, I gotta finish them. I was gonna put Resident Evil on this week's schedule. Colors, what is it called again? You know, the one where Max Caulfield came back. People didn't like that one. Allegedly, the new one is gonna wrap it up. It's gonna be hopefully better. I have a friend who said she liked it, the controversial one. I also don't really know. Also, I never finished reading the comic. Sorry, I've got a mosquito in my room. Yeah, I never finished reading the comic. I did read the first volume of the comic. I just never ended up getting the rest of the volumes. I hope it won't be too bad. I guess we'll really have to play ourselves to find out. How much is it right now? Let's see. Wish list. Wish list. Yeah, double exposure. Oh, it's not on sale right now. Oh, that's not good. So the new one is called Reunion. Comes out March 27th. I've heard Chloe is an asshole in this timeline. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I'm not gonna check the I'm not gonna check the trailer for it because I haven't played the previous entry. See you around 20th of March. Well, I sure hope it goes on sale because right now it's like $50, which is not bad, but like I'm hoping it to be around like 30, 40. I actually liked True Colors, the previous one before Double Exposure. You know, the one involving the mine and whatnot. That one actually I liked. I actually gave it a positive review on Steam as well. That was like 4 years ago. 5 years ago? 4 years ago. It's been a while since I last revisited Life is Strange, the original. I was really into it during the uni years. I thought it was like the stories are great. And Before the Storm as well. That was such a good side story kind of deal. Prequel? Yeah, prequel. Deck 9 was so good at making good games. Apparently the Double Exposure is handled by Deck 9 as well. I can't imagine Deck 9 would write bad stories, right? I don't know. I always thought Deck 9's writing was good. A lot of games coming up. I mean, on the bright side, right? Don't have to play Kiwami 3 now. I was kind of hoping to play it before knowing it came out as like bad game. Another friend of the channel, Cabbage, they really enjoyed it. And apparently they did play the original entry as well, but I don't know. Like I haven't played the game myself. Well, besides the demo, my thoughts during the demo was like, yeah, but it doesn't have the charm of the original. It doesn't even have the music, and the graphics just look weird. Which I'm sure Crispy disagrees. But aside from that, it's also just like they retcon so much stuff in Kiwami 3. I was just like, I don't know if I want to support this. At this rate, everyone's seen the retcon ending, right? If you haven't, I'm not gonna delve too much into it, but like, it's bad. Yeah, I don't know, like, Yokoyama used to write great stories. I mean, he still does. It's just taking a weird direction. Well, actually, How long has Yokohama been writing the story? I know he was around at least since, at the very least, since 5. Which you could argue is 5 story is like all over the place and not great. But, eh. I still think 5 is pretty great, by the way. Like I can go back to any of the 3 to 5 games any day. Either modded or the original PS3 release. I mean, I played like 3 to 5. Like before the remastered series came out, I played 3 to 5 on RPCS3. I have the physical copies as well. Oh, wait, now I just remembered. I think the Kenzen translation fan patch is like fully out now, I think. Maybe you can play Kanzan at some point. I don't know how well it runs on RPCS3 these days. It should be better now. I actually haven't played much of any emulated PS3 games in a long while. Mainly because I don't think there's any exclusive that I really want to play right now that was on the PS3. That hasn't come to PC yet. I mean, arguably, a Little Big Planet, but, you know, the servers are down. I don't know if there's a fan server for it. That's the only title I can think of that I might want to try at some point. I was so jealous of people that had a PS3 that could play like the full Little Big Planet back in the days. Because I only had a PSP. I was so excited when the Little Big Planet PSP port came around. It's less of a port, more like its own thing. And I goofed around with like the level creation so much. Was a little disappointed that I can't really play creations from other players. You can only play your own levels. It's like playing Mario Maker, but like locally. Which kind of sucks. But like I remember like making up my own stuff and crashing the game so much because like the game couldn't handle it. Okay. I'm hoping I can relax after what was it again? Like after 16th. By the time so many games will have come out. By the way, when is Hamana Hime coming out? I know it comes out in March, but like, did they set a date? I think they did. Sort by release date. Oh yeah, it comes out March 4th. Oh, that's actually like next week. Oh, we can stream that actually. I think I have time for that. Speaking of, do I wanna do an art workshop next week? Well, it's been a while since we last did one. I'll see if I can find some white samples that I can talk about. But I'm gonna worry about that next Monday. Wait, when do I come back? Hang on, let me check. Okay, so I come back on Monday. Yeah, I guess I'll worry about the schedule next Monday then. I'm not gonna think about it right now. It's just gonna stress me out more. Do you guys use screen protectors on your phone? But, like, I removed mine last week because, like, it was bumping all over the place when I was biking in the basket, and it somehow made like 5 holes on the screen protectors. Oh, screen protector. I ended up removing it. I haven't gotten it replaced yet. And there's like 1 hairline scratch, actually 2 hairline scratch that's on there already. Like, that was before I applied it. Actually more now that I look at it. Yeah, maybe I should get... yeah, I guess I'll replace the screen protector tomorrow. The only thing that doesn't have a screen protector, usually, is on my iPhone. Because, like, I don't use my iPhone. Well, okay. It's more so I don't really care about my iPhone. Like, it's only really used as, like, my Japan phone. And for tracking. Facial tracking. That's about it. And, you know, when it comes to keeping the screen pristine, I'm like, yeah, I don't really care. Not that it's gonna have much resale value anyways, so, whatever. Oh, blank. Thank you for the resub. 17 month. I have a gel one that's also going apart. I had never had a gel one, I think. By the way, guys, I had like 1 really bad canker sore under my tongue when I was in Japan 2 weeks ago, and now I have another canker sore on the side of my cheeks. Man, I don't know how this keeps happening. I think the bleeding theory is just bad sleep or something, because, like, it's not like I've ever bit. It's not like it was me. It was because of me biting into it or anything. They just sprung up on their own. It's like the most painful thing ever. Right now, it's not too bad for the one on the side of my cheek. But, like, when it was under my tongue, I could barely speak. And it was like during my Japan trip as well, which made eating very difficult. Right now, the one on my cheek it's like, yeah, it's fine. I can still speak and eat, but not ideal. Threads is somehow a decent platform sometimes, but also sometimes not, because like a lot of features aren't available on the desktop version. It's like really annoying. And also it's made by Meta, so oh, by the way, I've been trying to upload some archive stuff for like the last 6 hours onto archive.org, and for some reason the upload keeps getting interrupted, and I don't know how I'm supposed to upload this to archive.org without it dying. I thought I don't know why the only way to upload to their server is through the web interface, because it's really annoying. Because like they have an option to, like, you know, when you're downloading, right? There's an option for you to just download the torrent. Why can't I just like upload the torrent and then seed from my machine? And the web server could download the torrent or whatever. Because right now it doesn't seem like I can upload this file. Sorry, 3 files. Because like it just keeps getting interrupted, and I don't know if there's a way I can go about fixing it. Because I don't really feel like re-uploading the entire thing again. Because right now it seems to be interrupted every time I try to upload the second file or whatever. I'm uploading 3 files and it's like 102 gigabytes in total. Because, you know, it's a Blu-ray dump. And it's not having a great time. It also doesn't help that archive.org's server is like really freaking slow. How much grass are we talking about? A lot of grass. Maybe, are you seeing the grass on screen? That's how much grass there is that I touched. There is a network problem. Okay, this really doesn't help, dude. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Hang on. So if I do bring this up, generic capture. Okay, this is what I'm experiencing right now. Look, there is a network problem. It does not want me to upload the thing. It keeps getting cut off. And that's like really annoying. I'm gonna try to yeah, you see it keeps hitting connection reset, which does not really help. Error. Wow, thanks. Like, I want to, you know, actually preserve some stuff, but if the website is like this unstable, that there's not much I could do about it, you know. I guess I'll try this again. Hang on, let me. Copy. Okay. Leave the web page. Okay, it's not having a great time right now. Okay, let's try that again. Refresh. Okay, let's try uploading again. Surely it'll work this time. Like, not only is it unstable, but also the upload speed is like really, really bad. Create and upload your item. Like, this is how slow we're talking, right? Look. .2 megabytes per second, or whatever. And I have 102 gigabytes I gotta upload. Come on, man. This is so slow. It's not my problem, right? I have like 600 megabits up or more. And this is after uploading from a different endpoint, because like if I upload from my home network, it's gonna be even slower somehow. I don't understand. Like, I guess it's because they don't have servers in Asia region. So like, but that also doesn't make any sense. My endpoint is like in other East Asian places. It's like somehow even worse when uploading from Taiwan. I don't know. It's really bad. .32 megabytes, 33 megabytes. I'm gonna keep an eye out on the upload every now and then. Hopefully it'll come back. Hi, hello person in YouTube chat. I was during the Chinese New Year, I was checking out I was, you know, away at my family's, and was checking my friend's streams. I kind of wish I could stream during the Chinese New Year. I mean, at the same time, you know, spending time with family, yada yada, is probably the better option. At the same time, though, seems like there were a lot of people that were also just hanging out on Twitch. Although that being said, I also am slightly worried about some of my relatives. Sometimes I think about my dad. Hasn't been doing the best in terms of health, but he's hanging in there. So I still try to go back whenever I can. Yeah, I think going back home is like still a good choice on my part. It's just I kind of wish I could stream at home, you know, as well. At my relative's place, I mean. Oh, by the way, speaking of wishing to stream and computer things, during this time when I was away during Chinese New Year, I had my laptop with me, and it's really started to feel like my laptop's like not adequate enough anymore. Like browsing day-to-day tasks, browsing day-to-day web pages and whatnot, it's starting to really feel really sluggish. For context, I'm still currently using a 2018 XPS 13, like 8th gen i7, so like a U series chip. The generation where they finally decided that the U series is gonna have more than 2 cores, right? It's like the first time they started using 4 core 8 threads on the U series chips. But it's still not enough, and it also gets very freaking hot if you put it on performance mode. So I've been eyeing on getting like a new laptop, but at the same time, it's like, you know, buying anything computer related these days is like stupid expensive. Like, okay, I was looking at Framework 13. The previous generation is actually not that bad. It's only like $1,000. Only, quote unquote. But like when you factor in the RAM, right? We're talking about when I say $1,000, I mean no memory, no storage. You just get the CPU and the rest of the chassis, motherboard, etc. And all the ports and whatnot. It's like $1,000. But if you start to buy like RAM, let's say if I want like, you know, since it's a dual channel motherboard, right? I'm gonna need to buy 2 sticks. Let's say if I buy like 2 8 gigs or whatever, it's gonna be like $150 or something like that. If I buy like 2 16 gig, it's gonna be like freaking $300. Like, hell no. Do I really like? When I look at those prices, I'm like, yeah, you know, maybe the upgrade can wait. Yeah, I keep saying that. I've been waiting for like many years now. But at the same time, it's like, okay, do I really need to spend like $1,300, $1,400 right now when I could be using that money on something else, like saving up for a new model, furnitures, commissions, etc., etc. It's like, you know, maybe not. Yeah, maybe I could continue using my stupid laptop. That's like, that gets really hot and it's really slow, but beats having to pay however much money things ask for these days. Granted, I could probably pick up a secondhand XPS 13 if it's like under $1,000, maybe. Like, all laptops here are so expensive as well. I don't know. Building or buying anything computer related in current year freaking sucks, man. probably get the tablet out of the way. I'm so glad I got enough RAM from a few years ago. Like right now I've got like 128 in my system and on my main system. And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I can actually run the things I want to run. As opposed to paying like a mortgage just for like another 64 gig or whatever. I was contemplating on switching to like 96 gig, actually downgrading from 128 a few years ago, because like the Ryzen chip that I have cannot really handle 4 sticks of memory at like 128 at like the rated overclock speed. I can only really run them at stock speed, which is like 3600 megahertz, as opposed to the overclock speed they're rated at, which is 6000. I don't, because of that reason, I have been wondering if it actually has negatively impacted my system. But at the same time, I'd rather have enough memory available. Because, like, you might think 64 is enough, but it's not really for me. Like, I've had multiple times where my VM just fails to start because, like, it's run out of memory at just 64 gigs. 128 is like enough. I feel like 96 would be a sweet spot. That's why that's also why I want to downgrade. But also, you know, it's not guaranteed that the memory controller will be able to handle 96 gigabytes at like a high enough clock speed. Like, I don't know. Like, aside from that though, I also thought about the storage as well. Like, I've been wanting to replace the SSD in my server for a while, because like it's like halfway there for the rated writes. I think the one I have in my server right now is like a WD Blue, and like the SSD is rated for 200 terabyte writes lifetime. It's around like 111 right now or something like that. But not, aside from that though, it's about to run out of storage as well. It's like at 80% capacity, and it's like a 512 gig one. So I've been meaning to replace that, but I look around for like secondhand 1 terabyte SATA SSD prices that's like reliable, like 600 plus terabyte writes lifetime. And yeah, those are sitting at like $190 or something like that used. And you might think that's like outrageous, but like just how the prices are. No, it's like $140 or something like that. But like, yeah, the prices are stupid in Taiwan. They're almost always like 10 to 20% higher than MSRP, than the globally rated MSRP. Same thing with graphics card as well. Like if you want to buy like $1,000 graphics card, it realistically costs like $1,150 or something in Taiwan, which it never really made sense to me. Like I'm sure there was a reason for it. I assume it's like tax related things, but like, you know, a lot of things, a lot of computer parts that we buy are made locally here in Taiwan. Like I don't really understand why it's like so freaking expensive. It's like so much more expensive than buying it in other countries. For example, right, hard drive has always been like, I want to say 30% higher priced as opposed to buying it from US Amazon. Like for 16 terabyte hard drive, you're probably looking at like $400-$500. And like during sale, this is a few years I'm talking about, a few years ago, like during sales in US Amazon, you could probably get one for like $250, $300 or something like that. And so the prices here are just ridiculous. I don't really understand why. I remember briefly looking into it. I think I did see that it was because of some tags related reasons, but I'm not really sure. Okay, anyways, I'll be right back. I need a bit of restroom break. Man, this music is getting a little too intense. Gotta switch to something else. Such as... Ah, that's much better. such a difference. I used to use the soundtrack in the earlier days of my VTubing, like 2-3 years ago or something like that. I still had the purple overlay and the purple starting soon screen thingy. When is Evil's birthday? It's coming up soon. No schedule this week yet. I think it's in March, right? Because I know she's supposed to pick an outfit on... Well, I don't know if it's gonna be on her birthday, actually. At some point. I assume Vito's gonna be there as well. Okay, good news. Archive.org is still uploading. Bad news, it's still very freaking slow. Damn. I keep getting a sponsorship offer from... I'm not even sure what this is. Energy drink? What the hell is this? The name is called Pogger Shop. Hydration drink mix. Okay. This is the second time they sent a message to me, and the last time was like 2 months ago. It's like, I came across your profile. I thought you'd be a great fit to join the Poggers affiliate program. We're a lifestyle company focused on clean energy, hydration, and sleep support for creators and gamers. Want me to send over the details? I'm good, bro. Like, this is... I figure you get the memo, like, or the hint, when I didn't reply 2 months ago. I'm just gonna block this person, brand, etc., etc. You'll never see a sponsorship from me unless it's something that I've used myself. Or unless it's like some ridiculous amount of money. Which won't ever happen. I mean, I haven't really been offered... Actually, no, I think I have seen some sponsorship before, but I've always ignored them because they're just like, yeah, I'm good. There's a lot. I forgot if I mentioned this earlier. I did mention that I thought about drawing, but aside from that, I've been thinking about the creative output side of things. I don't really know how to make my own original music, but I do really want to go that route at some point, if not sometime this year or soon-ish. Because, like, after going to Telesonic, it's eye-opening to see how many creative producers there are. And I do really want to be able to do something like that at some point. As much as I enjoy making covers, I don't think the cover thing is going anywhere, though. That, and I don't want to be limited to just covers. An inspiring event? Yeah, but whether or not I'm going to be able to actually turn that into an actionable thing is another matter. Oh. Jesus, that scared shit out of me. Background music playing. I guess that would be my New Year resolution, quote unquote, even though it's like we're almost into March. Drawing, original music, etc. It's made me rethink about my recent covers a little bit. I've actually gone back and listened to some of those, actually multiple times. I still think I'm doing a good job, but I'm also not really sure if I have my own quote-unquote style yet. It's like there are so many cool different tuning styles that I've heard from various producers. I'm just like, do I have anything that's really stands out? Because like, it's made me rethink about my covers a little bit. Actually listened back to the upcoming release a few times as well. I'm still really happy with how it's turning out, audio wise. MV is still being worked on, but I liked it. The problem is I don't know if it's special enough for people to warrant listening or multiple plays. The only thing that's really hit out of the ballpark thus far is the neuro cover that I did earlier this year, a month or two ago. The other ones, not so much though. I really liked how some of my covers have turned out, like the shrimp fried this rice one, but it's like it's never catching on, it seems. It's not getting recommended by YouTube. People are not clicking. So I'm just like, yeah, maybe it's not that special. I don't know. But I personally still liked it. I think that's important, right? At the same time, though, I think it's also important to be critical of, how my things are doing. Thief steals $14,000 GPUs in South Korea. Only took 3 cards. Let me guess, they took like 2 5090, 1 5080. Oh, they didn't say what cards. I mean, stealing 3 graphics card with just their bare hands. They didn't have a bag. Is actually kind of impressive when you think about it. Because like, have you seen how heavy graphics cards are? Considering current prices, stealing graphics card sounds more profitable than robbing a bank. Yeah, it really is that way. Welcome to chat. I mean, I can't imagine like any store's gonna have like one 5090, let alone like multiple, right? So realistically, I'm not even sure where you can rob a store that can net you like thousands of dollars of profits. Realistically, you have to steal like at least 5 5080s, right? If you steal a $10,000 of RAM, it's gonna be a singular stick. I mean, I'll be honest, if we're talking weight to price, yeah, that seems like the most logical thing to do, right? Like, bang for your buck in terms of how much you could take at once. You probably get like a cardboard full of them, and it's like $30,000 or something. Like 64 gig single stick, or even 32 gig single stick. I mean, 32 gig single stick, it's like, what? Is it $300 now or something ridiculous like that these days? A 5090 is almost 2 kilograms. I don't know how much 2 kilograms of RAM is, but it sure sounds like a lot more. Yeah, that's... I mean... Let's just say a stick is like $300. A stick probably weighs like 200 grams, 300 grams, or something like that. Just take like 5. It's like enough for like 1. No, actually, no. You need way more than that. What is it, like $4,000 now or something? For a 5090. Still, though. At this point, memory is the most expensive part of 5090. Yeah. I saw a local listing. Someone's selling their signed RTX 6000. Like, signed by Jensen Huang. And it's like $6,000 or something like that. Actually, no, I think it's like 6,500 or something like that. I mean, I don't know how much an RTX 6000 is these days, but it actually doesn't sound like that much of a markup. I mean, considering the platform has to take like 5% or something like that. I mean, what, an RTX 6000 is like 96 gigs of VRAM or something like that, right? Ridiculous amount. And alternatively, you can also grab like a few NVMe SSDs. Probably still not as much as RAM though. I want computer prices to come back down, man. It's like so bad. My sister's been wanting to like build a computer for like 2 years now. She still hasn't, because like when she was about to buy one, graphics cards were expensive. Now it's like RAM is expensive, and now also GPU is coming back up again. Well, shoot. My plans to make a server has been annihilated. Yeah. My home lab server is still on. I've been thinking about upgrading my home server, like not just the storage, but like in general, because like it's still running like second gen i3 or something like that. Not that it's really doing anything too intensive most of the time. When it does, it's usually indexing and what else? Like processes that don't really take up, well, that aren't really response time and critical. But you know, I think it's also about time that it upgraded to something a little bit more. Preferably more efficient as well. Because like right now idling it's like 90 watts or something without a GPU. With a GPU it's like even more. $90? Yeah. To be fair, I have like 6 or 8 drives attached to it. I don't know what the usage is like these days, because like the smart plug that I've hooked up to my server, that's been offline for a while. I haven't bothered replacing it. I don't really know what the readings are like these days. That said, when I'm streaming though, I think my main computer takes up like I want to say 700 watts or something when I'm streaming, or more. I mean, granted, it's my own computer, not a server that's running. Well, no, I actually do leave my computer running all times, but like, I think the idle temp wattage is like 250 watts or something. It's also very high. We don't talk about main PC power draw. Yeah. Too scary. I never bother with undervolting because, like, I mean, same thing of overclocking as well. These days, I'm just like, I just want something that works. I can't be bothered to like play around with settings and whatnot. Let me take a look at the current wattage right now. I have hooked it up to my Home Assistant. I just need to log in. Anytime now. Oh, wait. Oh. This day it feels like that meme with IQ distribution. It's like low IQ is just work. Middle is like you got OC, undervolt, underclock for XYZ, and top line is just it just works. Yeah. I used to like play around with overclocking for a little bit during the Haswell days. Now I'm just like, I'm good. Besides, it's not like X3D can overclock very well anyways. I'm currently pulling, oh actually that's not that bad. I'm currently pulling 690 watts, 680 watts right now. Here, you guys can take a look at this. Should be fine to show you guys this, I think. Yeah, look. This week. Okay, this month. Yeah, it's like when I'm streaming or... Oh no, that's when I was doing computing tasks. When I'm streaming, like this was from last week, right? Yeah. Drawing like... How many? 950 watts? No, that was because... No, that's not it. Oh, I think it was like here-ish? Yeah, 650 watts, that's not that bad. The 900,000 watts, those are when I was doing very heavy computing tasks. But when I'm streaming, it's usually around like 700 watts to 800 watts-ish. Usually never 800 watts. No, it actually gets to 800 watts when I'm gaming, I think. Yeah, 700 to 800-ish. Nope. Considering where I live, 33 degrees on idle is quite nice. Yeah, that sounds pretty good for idle. Underload, I easily break 100. That sounds concerning. I mean, mine is... Because it's an X3D chips, right? Oh yeah, not even just X3D chips, but like AMD chips these days are designed to like go up as high as possible for the clock speed before it thermal throttles itself. So realistically, mine sits around like max out at like 90 degrees, but like during idle, I think it's like still pretty toasty. During idle, it's like 50, 60 degrees or something like that. I have a 250 millimeter AIO, but I only have one fan mounted because the other fan has clearance issue with my other thing in my case. So realistically, it's only like 120 millimeter fan that's cooling it. But you know, it still distributes the heat, so it's not as bad as like a one single 120 millimeter, but like it's like in between. I have thought about returning back to air cooling a few times, but I haven't bothered. You know, until this thing breaks, I'm probably not going to go out of my way to replace it. I have a Kraken X63. Alongside my Leon Lee 011D. Evil? Is it Evil? I forgot. But it's one from the O11T family. With 2 graphics cards inside. That's also why it's drawing so much power. One is vertically mounted and the other one's like standard. I have a 7900 XTX as the main card, and the 3080 as my side card. Liquid cooling just makes me too paranoid, and I know probability of causing a disaster is low, but my brain just can't. I mean, I have like my 8-year-old water cooling thing still in my server right now. Nothing bad has happened, although I should probably switch to air cooling next time I upgrade. Because like that, I'm not sure if I trust that thing anymore after like 8 years. That, and it's kind of overkill for 2nd gen i3. It's not like it pulls a lot of heat. Water cooling server sure is living on the edge. I mean, yeah, I should probably replace it. It's more so because I just couldn't be bothered buying a new air cooler, and then like that old water cooler is what I have lying around when I built it, so I just never bothered replacing it. Also, it's like for very old socket. Couldn't be bothered to find an old air cooler that fits. But I'm gonna replace it at some point. As long as it works and doesn't leak. I mean, I don't even think it will necessarily leak. I don't think it will like corrode that much with the AO tubing. Although it's not ideal, of course, it's gonna impact performance. And it is gonna corrode. It's just, I don't think it'll eat away at the rubber that fast. At best, it'll just stop pumping and heat up. But yeah, that's what I meant. Like, I know it's definitely gonna degrade performance over time, especially after this long. But I don't think it's gonna leak. I hope. I mean, worst case scenario, it like breaks the board in the CPU, and it's like what, $20 loss or something like that. Because like the hard drives, they're in their own separate cage outside of the server. As long as the drives are fine, I'm like, yeah, it's fine. It'll be fine. By the way, I mentioned that I installed the Titan X in my server, right? It was a bit of a hassle to deal with older cards on Linux. Well, like it wasn't that bad. Like, you know, I could just, especially when the server's running Ubuntu, I could just, you know, with Ubuntu, you could just tell it to automatically select the best driver, which installed the 535 one, I think, for legacy hardware. The annoying part was FFmpeg 5 does not, FFmpeg 8 does not want to work with it, because it wants CUDA version 13.1 or something, whatever the latest version is, and the Titan X only supports up to like, sorry, the driver only supports up to like 12.5 or something like that. So like I had to use an older version of FFmpeg. FFmpeg 6 still works, just not 8, I guess. I was like very confused when the thing I was using was reporting that hardware acceleration is not working. I was like, what do you mean? I have the drive. I have the card. I have the driver installed. I see NVIDIA SMI there. Even though it's just FFmpeg not being compatible. or rather, CUDA. It's less of an FFmpeg issue, more like a NVIDIA issue. You know, speaking of, NVIDIA drivers are really annoying on Linux. I have like so much trouble trying to get external GPU to work on Linux with NVIDIA drivers, because like I think it just does not want to work without rebooting. Whenever I hot plug the GPU, it works fine on Windows, but for some reason it just doesn't. A lot of times it just does not want to be detected on Linux. On Windows, it's pretty much plug and play. Like you can unplug it, plug it back in whenever. I mean, at least thankfully, AMD. I have two cards. One card from AMD, one card from NVIDIA now in my main system. So like, if I ever run Linux on this thing, I'm sure at the very least one will work. I mean, that's also kind of why I kept both cards in my system, because even on Windows, sometimes things just prefer CUDA. Like, for example, Resolve. A lot of effects, encoding tasks, they just prefer CUDA over. I assume it's either running OpenCL or it's gotta be OpenCL. When I'm trying to do a few things on Resolve. Although that being said, I definitely feel like there's a bit more fuff going on when you have multiple graphics cards on Windows, because I assume what's happening is because it has to share the buffer to the DWM before things can get rendered on Windows, and this causes extra lag sometimes when you're trying to render one thing on one graphics card and it has to render on the other graphics card instead. It has to pass through the buffer. I think that's what's happening. I don't really know. I'm just pulling that out of my ass, but like, whenever that happens, DWM GPU usage gets very high. Are you not using too much PCI lane? I am. But it shouldn't impact the performance. Because they're all still running at like PCIe 4, 8 lanes at worst, which shouldn't impact performance. But I definitely have a few too many things plugged in. Like I have 4 NVMe slots filled, 2 graphics card, 1 capture card, and a few Type-C that I don't know if they're I don't know what speed they're negotiating in. But I don't think I can overwrite that regardless. But I did check with GPU-Z. It does tell me that I'm running at like PCIe 4 A lanes or something, I forgot. Yeah, I have a lot of things plugged in. Like this motherboard, the motherboard I'm using is X670E ProArt, and it has a bunch of ports. Here, let me show you guys. That's the main reason I picked this board, because it has so much crap on it. Normally that'd be a bad thing, but like in this case, well, I also like the way the board looks, but like regardless of how it looks, look, so we've got one main PCIe NVMe SSD here. We got 3 hidden and behind the here. We got 3 PCIe 16, and 2 of these are plugged up to the graphics card. This one is plugged up to the capture card. And if you look at the ports, that's one of the reasons why I picked it, because it has like so many freaking USB ports. These 2 are rated for 40 gigabits per second, these type C's, and the normal 20 gigabits per second type C. 7 10 gigabits per second type A's, USB 2.0 for BIOS flashback compatibility, which I've had to use a few times, by the way. The 10 gig and 2.5 gig Ethernet port I actually had to use. It's actually come in handy like a lot of times actually, because like in the background I always have one VM running, and that one's using its own dedicated NIC. It's not shared with the host at all. So like I'm pretty much used up. I've pretty much used up all of the ports except this one. All of them are plugged in. So like everything on this motherboard is pretty much all used up. Except the SATA port. The SATA port I've used up like 2, I think. No, 3. Right? No, wait. No, I think I filled up the SATA ports as well. Yeah. There are only 4 SATA ports on this board. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think I've filled all of them, actually. There are like 2 here, 2 stacked together here. So this is one of the few boards I've seen that has like an extra power input that you can add onto the board. If you want to use like fully powered Type-C port. You can plug an extra PCIe port into the board. So it'll give you like full PCIe power, or it'll give you full power delivery, USB PD compliant power delivery out into, I think, I'm not sure if it's a front IO, back IO. This was a decent board when the BIOS works, that is. I've had so much issue with the BIOS of this board. Also doesn't help that the memory controller was constantly having issues. I don't think that's the problem with the board, but just AM5 in general. But I've had to replace, I've upgraded the BIOS so many times, and I still feel like I'm constantly running into problems. But otherwise, you know, the board itself, aside from the BIOS, works great. This freaking mosquito I keep seeing around me is annoying the heck out of me. It's not actually biting me, but like, God, it's annoying. Well, I actually had to replace the. I actually had to remove the shield. As nice as it looks, I think it was in the way. I did remove the shielding part, which is thankfully easy to remove. I could use a PC speaker though. With how often I run into issues, it'd be nice to diagnose. But the thing is, I also kind of wish we could bring Q codes back. The debug code that used to be very helpful in the earlier days. I would always buy boards that have one of those, so it would tell me like at what stage it's getting stuck on. But now it's just like they still kind of have it on this board, but not really. It's replaced by like 4 LEDs, so it tells you like what stage it's stuck on. But that's not really clear enough. You know, back in the days with code, you could at least tell like what exact stage is it's stuck on. But like you got 4 different LED lights here. One of them, so this is fully posted. This will light up white. This is yellow, which indicates RAM. Red means CPU. I think green is GPU. White is like fully posted. Yeah, this one. So like a lot of times my board will light up with orange because like it's doing the whole DDR5 training thing. It's like the most annoying problem I've had with AM5, by the way, because like it can't really handle 128 gigs very well. So in the earlier days it would get stuck on training a lot. It's improved since, and this thing definitely cannot run at like my chip, and this board definitely cannot do 4 all plugged in with 128 gig at 6,000 megahertz or anything higher than 3600. Actually, I actually did try manually bumping it up from the stock lowest speed, which is like 3600. I did try like 3800, and yeah, that breaks it. I can't go any higher than that, which is unfortunate. If I remove like 2 of the RAMs and try it again, it'll work. It's like, thanks. I hate AM5 because of this sometimes. I had to stop using XMP because my PC just dies the moment I put it on. Yeah, it works fine when I have just like two sticks slotted in, but the moment I put like 3 or 4, it just implodes. It just gets stuck on the BIOS loading, and then after like 2 minutes, it's gonna automatically go into safe mode, which basically not applies any. It just skips applying the overclocking. Which is sad, because I think if there's anything that's really bottlenecking this computer, is probably the RAM speed. It's like but at the same time, it's like I'd rather have like enough RAM left as opposed to like having the top performing speed of RAM. Got 2 16 gig. My Intel definitely got fried somewhere because after a few months it pulled this. I disabled it after 5 years because some software when having it, I think it fried some cell. Man. Which, by the way, I actually did RMA my 7950X 3D and the board back when the whole Asus is frying my board thing, the whole coverage Jin did. Actually did, so I did RMA my CPU, I did RMA my motherboard, because like it was already acting weird. I actually had so much trouble with the system earlier on. It's a lot better now. but occasionally I would still have issues. Like for some reason, sometimes one of the NVMe drives would not get detected on boot. I had that issue for like a long while. Last time around, I swapped the NVMe drives around. I think it stopped happening. I'm not sure. It hasn't happened since, but eh. I love computer issues. I always have like so much computer issues. Hello, person in the YouTube chat. Welcome. It's become a long-running joke on this channel with me always having issues with my computer. I'm sure Rin has joked about this many times, but I've always had so much problem with my computer. Like a lot of times it's not even just like hardware issues, but like software issues as well. Like not even before having this computer, right? I've always had issues with my computer. Like regardless of what my setup is, like it's always been like, oh, if I upgrade, if I switch to the next thing, the issue's gonna go away. And like, yeah, a lot of times the issue will go away, but like more new random problems. It's like, oh man. Drivers randomly exploding. Honestly, I haven't really had any issues with drivers. I would say I rarely have problems with Windows, and the problems when I do, it's almost always things I know how to fix, or I know what problem, or I know what causes it, because I know Windows enough. I could probably diagnose what's wrong with it. What PC specs do I have? 7950X 3D. X670E motherboard. And a 7900 XTX and a 3080. But like, you know, for example, right, one issue that I've always had is, for some reason, my computer always feels sluggish. Like, it'll get better when I reinstall the computer, when I reinstall Windows. But like, within like the first few hours, things start to slow down a little bit. I suspect it's some software that I have that's causing that, but I could never nail down what's the issue. Like, I know Windows well enough that I know how to profile kernel level events, but even then I still cannot figure out the issue. I could not profile the problem is. Like, that's always been an issue that I've always had, even before this system. So that's why I suspected some software, but like, I just could not nail down the issue. It also probably doesn't help that I have EDRs running in the background. That's also going to slow things down. But I suspected something other than that, because like I said, I already had issues before the EDR, and I had actually uninstalled EDR before, and it still was causing issues. But aside from that, you know, I would a lot of times have like random other issues as well. It's like other software related stuff. It's like I can't think of them on top of my head right now, but like Just look through our Discord. I've complained about things so many times about things not working, or just things randomly stop working. Like for example, the streaming setup. Sometimes OBS would just implode. Like I'll update to the latest version. It's like, oh, there's a new OBS update. I better apply it, and then I apply it, and then frame rate goes to complete shit. When I start streaming, and then I have to go into like troubleshooting like midstream. Like, man, why is my frame rate so bad right now? And I roll back to an earlier version of OBS. It's like, yep, everything's fine now again. Like, really? It's like, it's always the little things. It's like, come on, man. I always hear someone say my OBS died. I mean, aside from that, right? Streaming issues. Not even just OBS, but like, for example, sometimes the AMD driver would just randomly crash midstream. Especially when I'm streaming Enfield for some reason. I guess happened twice already throughout the last 1 or 2 Enfield stream that I had. What else? Isn't that the cable? Oh, that was also another thing that I had. Another issue that I had was having 2 GPUs, and one of the cables plugged into the other, like one of the monitors plugged into the other GPU. That's also going to cause problem, but like that's another separate issue that I've already know how to fix, which is just by not plugging anything into that other GPU. I've also had problem with OBS 2, but I think that was due to my own hardware being bad. I have Ryzen 7 5700 RTX 5060 now. I used to have Ryzen 3 1200 RX 550. Man, pretty good upgrade. These days I don't have issues with streaming. Oh, sorry. These days the issues aren't that bad anymore, but like, I would say the games definitely feel a lot more sluggish when I'm streaming, and I think that's to be expected because I have like 4 encoded streams going on when I start streaming. Because like when I'm live, there's the recording stream, there's the YouTube stream, there's a Twitch stream, there's a Twitter stream, and 2 of them I believe are handled by the 3080 and 2 of them are handled by the 7900 XTX. Ideally, it should all be handled by 1 card, and I think it might be possible that 7900 XTX can handle all of it. I'm not sure. For all I know, the performance issues could be caused because 2 cards is trying to do frames generated by 1 card. For all I know, I don't know. I haven't really had time to test it yet. But the frame rate is definitely like significantly worse when I'm streaming. I think that's to be expected, but I wasn't expecting it to be that bad sometimes. I've also recently thought about replacing my monitor, because like, you know, I haven't really had a high refresh monitor in my life at all. Like the highest I've ever gone to was 75. Back in the days when I actually could overclock my monitor, I used to have like 74 hertz overclock from 60. Nowadays I have like 2 1440p monitors on the sides that are 75 hertz, but the main one I'm looking at right now is 4K 60. I've been thinking about replacing it with a 1440p high refresh, because like I've always had issues with 4K at 27 inch anyways. Not only just in terms of games not running well, Even though most of the time it actually should run fine on a 7900 XTX. But games usually run okay-ish. Like worst case scenario, it's usually like 45, 50 FPS, right? It's not that bad. But the main issue I always had with this monitor is because all the things are running at 100% scaling, and things are really freaking tiny sometimes. For web pages, I would also always have like zoom in to like 130%, 150%. And like when I move around monitors, like the other ones to 1440p, and then they're like gonna be too big, and we have to re-zoom it, have to zoom out again. And like, for example, I look at IDA all the time, right? It's nice to have a screen real estate, but you know, a lot of times things are just too small. It's not a lot of times it's not even just for it's not even just too small for me. Sometimes it's too small for you guys, because I have to zoom in, and then it becomes way too big for me, and then it's like just about right for you guys. So that's why I've been thinking about switching to a 1440p high refresh instead. At the same time, though, it seems like all of the good ones are like really expensive. For me, upgrade to 1440p to 120 hertz was huge. I don't think I could go back. Yeah, I mean, I did look up a few well-rated monitors, but the ones I kind of want, they're all at like $700 or something like that, which it's not that expensive, but like it's more so, do I really need to upgrade that? Do I really need to spend that money? Currently rocking 2 for 1080p 75. I mean, the thing is, right, I have a 120 hertz display. You know what it's called? My freaking phone. 120 hertz versus 60 is very obvious when I'm on my phone. So I'm sure, you know, upgrading from 60 to 120 on the computer is going to be very noticeable. I mean, hell, it's even noticeable on just from 60 to 75. But yeah, I mean, switching to at least 120 hertz would be nice at the bare minimum. Like, not even just games, it's just overall fluidity. I think it'll help. Pretty sure it's a TM panel too. Man, should probably get better monitors. TN? At least an IPS would be nice. Ow. Sip. Been thinking about 120, 144 hertz, but the bigger question is which type of panel I would get. I've been thinking about that as well. My friend was like, OLED is huge. He switched over to a 4K 240 hertz OLED panel or something. Because he runs a 5090. He's like, yeah, this is huge. This is the upgrade is amazing. And it's apparently it actually didn't cost that much for him. Apparently that display was only like $1,000. Well, quote unquote only. But like, you know, I was expecting like 12. No, I was expecting like 2,000 or something for OLED. But no, apparently OLED is decently affordable these days at high refresh as well. I don't think I'm gonna go OLED though. I'm not sure. It depends on my budget and depends on whether or not I want to burn $1,000 to $2,000, which I really don't think I'm gonna. Like, I think 1,000 is like the absolute maximum I'm gonna spend on the monitor, because like 1,000 is already too much. Yeah, 1,000 is way too much for me currently. Yeah, understandable. I mean, I already feel like 700 is a bit much. To me, if I spend any tech, any money on tech, I think 700 is like around where I call it. Like headphones, phones. etc. etc. The moment I start spending above 700, the only exception I might make is graphics card. But even then, it's like, well, do I really need to spend $1,000 right now or more? And a lot of times I'll just like, yeah, maybe I can wait. I just never do it. Which I think is honestly not a issue. Like, you don't have to spend money if you don't really think you need it, you know? Got 2 working monitors for upgrade. Yeah, I mean, that's the mentality I have as well right now. It's like, well, my 4K 60 monitors still works. Do I need to upgrade? No, not really. When it stops working, maybe, but I also don't know when that's gonna be, because like I've had this monitor for like 5 years or something, and it's worked well. At the same time, it's like, well, you know, high refresh might sound nice, maybe. I think it might make more sense if I use that money to buy like a good drawing tablet or something, so that I can actually start learning how to draw. Like, I'm thinking like when I get my pay this month, I'll probably spend like $700 to $1,000 on something. I'm just not sure what yet. Worst case scenario, I don't spend any money, which is good. Not spending is having a budget. I mean, look, if I don't spend any money, that means the money goes to Waka. And surely, by the time I have enough money to buy a Waka cab, surely the arcade owner that I know, well, the arcade that's like relatively nearby, well, relatively is like an hour away, but like, surely the cab is still gonna be there. I'm honestly so scared that by the time I have enough money, that the Waka cab is gonna be gone. I'm not even sure if they're selling it, honestly. I never really had the courage to talk to the owner of the place to be like, hey, can you sell me that cab? I mean, wanting to buy the Waka cab Waka cab has always been my goal for like several years by now. I don't even know if I'll be able to stream playing the cab, but regardless, I would just kind of want to have a cab at home. How much is one anyway? I don't have an official quote from anyone here locally, but realistically, I'm expected to have $5,000 to $8,000 lying around. Like, I'm gonna save up at least 10K before I well, 8K before I start negotiating. Before I start talking to the owner, because like I'm not gonna show up with like zero money, you know. Figure it would need 5-digit. No, it won't be like 5-digit. It's just 7K maybe, 5 to 8K basically. Maybe not 5-digit yet. I mean, it is a relatively old cab that doesn't attract a lot of players anymore because it's running in offline mode. Are cabs that expensive? Depends on the game. But from what I've heard, at least the US pricing seems to be around that month. Seems to be around that figure. It's gonna be an expensive hobby, really. Ideally, I don't even spend that money. Ideally, just have a competent enough arcade owner that puts it back in online mode for fan servers, private servers, and then I could be like, wow, I'm just gonna visit every several weeks, play for like a few hours. That's it. Realistically, buying a cab is not very much not worth my money. It's just so, it's more so I really miss playing Waka. I don't know though, we'll see. If I save up for like that much, and that the cabs are either gone or not for sale, worst case scenario, that goes to my 3D model at some point. I'm still debating on whether or when I'm gonna do it. It's probably gonna be like 2027 plan though. I'm still waiting for Steam Frame to come out before I make any decision about 3D stuff. Like, I can't wait. I understand Valve is like very pressed on this matter already. I'm sure they want to release the damn thing, but like everything is so freaking expensive. Throne says $2,000. That's why I was wondering. I mean, if anyone donates $2,000, that would be freaking insane, regardless of how much the actual cab costs. Like, I'm not gonna ask you to, even if the cab is like $10,000, I'm not gonna ask for $10,000. I'm gonna pay the rest myself, you know? Realistically though, it's probably like 5,000 bare minimum. When you think about it, arcades are stupidly overpriced. Because like a lot of times when you actually look at the cab itself, the hardware, it's probably like 5 to 10 years old. Probably runs like 760 or something ridiculous like that. I mean, a Project Diva arcade, I think that was running like a 460 or something older like that. I like to think it's the licensing price that sickens me. Well, just wait until you hear about the lockdowns they have on the actual cabinets themselves. A lot of times the cabinets these days are actually hardware locked. For example, the Waka cab, it is BitLocker locked. So if you tamper with the BIOS in any ways, you're fucked. That's why there are setup guides that tell you how to safely swap out the hard drive without triggering BitLocker. And also the BIOS are also locked. They're locked with a password. And the funny thing is, the only reason why you can't run Waka locally, it's just because of the special controller that uses, you know, the whole thing around the gameplay, right? Is to have those giant touch panels on the sides. Um, the only reason you can't play at home is because of that, because once you actually have the dump of the game, you realize, oh, it's just a standard Unreal Engine executable that you can run on any PC. Like I can run it on my computer if I wanted to, but you know, at the beginning of the game's gonna check for the touch panels. They're gonna check if they exist. They're gonna check the firmware checks out, etc., etc. If it doesn't, then it just beeps at you very loudly. But otherwise, like for example, people have dumped all versions of the game. I think it's on archive.org as well. And that goes for many of the arcade games, really. That's also why you can play Chuni, Sound Vortex at home and whatnot. Because a lot of times they're just regular games, executables. It's just they want special controllers. And servers, which a lot of times you can find third-party servers these days. I'll be honest, I have thought about getting a Sound Vortex controller a few times, but I'm not. The thing is, when it comes to rhythm games, arcade rhythm games, I'm really only good at Waka. The other ones I'm not so great at. Well, I wouldn't say I'm like great, quote unquote, per se at Waka, but like it's the best rhythm arcade game that I can really play. Cause like Sound Vortex, I'm like not great at it. Chuni, a little bit better, but like still not great. I can play like intermediate or a level above that. That's about it. Sound Vortex I can barely play like a normal level. I think there are also like third-party MyMy games you can play at home as well. Like third-party controllers you can hook up and play like regular MyMy on a third-party server or something. That one I'm less sure about, but like the other two, I'm sure they have custom controllers. And the only reason why I really want to get a Waka cam is less so that it's not that I can't just play it at the arcade, right? It's the problem. The biggest problem is all the licensed songs are gone when the game is in offline mode, and you know, these arcade owners, they cannot legally use third-party servers. Like, I think there's probably a licensing problem in commercial usage, etc., where you're just not allowed to do that. Ideally, instead of me buying the cabinet, I would pay someone to go to their private house, whatever, private property, and then play their Waka cab that has like all the licensed songs and a third-party server connected, instead of me having to shell out for like $5,000 to just $10,000 or something like that. Meanwhile, in Germany, you guys got game arcades. Well, I know you guys definitely had Tycho at the bare minimum. I think. I mean, I vaguely remember checking the rhythm game map in Germany when I was there, but I didn't end up going to any because I was like too busy with other stuff. That's the first one to hear about. Yeah, you could check. You could look it up. There should be a rhythm arcade map that you can look up, or an arcade map in general. I forgot the name of it, but there's one that's like for all countries. We have one locally. That's more up to date. That's like all of the rhythm arcade mapped out. So like the most popular rhythm arcade here is like My Mind. It's like everywhere. But I've never been particularly good at My Mind. Yep. Yeah, links can't be posted here, but you can just type the name out. Well, hang on a second. I'll be right back. I need a restroom break. It's all arcade map, not limited to rhythm machine. Yeah, I think that's the site. I do vaguely remember seeing some arcades in EU, which, I mean, you know, still not a lot, but like something. My condolences. Don't have access to rhythm arcades. I love rhythm arcades. None of them got what I want. Oop. Rip. It's mostly just one DDR sitting in the corner anyway. Man, that sucks. You guys need more rhythm arcades. So fun. Granted, I haven't been to one in a while. Live in a rural country in the middle of nowhere, so that's a rip for me, man. At least give me a Wacom machine, or at least Jubeat. You know, it's incredible how Jubeat is still supported, by the way. That game is like 20 years old. Meanwhile, Wacom died in like 2 years, 3 years. It is? Yeah. Jubeat is still being supported. I can go to a big rhythm arcade place net right now, and I can still connect online. I can still play new songs. Major problem is licensing. Yeah. It's always licensing, isn't it? Last time I was touched a Jubeat, it was under the table stuff. Damn. That sucks. Jubeat was fun when it was still relatively new, you know. I learned of Jubeat when I was still making YTP MVs. Classics. Events, Flower. What else? Beat to Beat. Other bangers by DJ Yoshitaka. What is he up to now? I think he's the CEO of Benami, isn't it? Right now? Let me check. Oh yeah, he runs the Konami arcade games. Does he still make songs? Not so much anymore, it seems. Found an arcade somewhat close to me across in the Netherlands. Wow. I mean, somewhat close. Like we're talking like a few hours of train, or just a train ticket away. Okay, I mean that's not bad. If it's like within 3 hours, then I think it'll be worth it. Casually going to another country for an arcade? I mean, if it's within like reasonable hours, and you got absolutely nothing near you, then I probably would too. Well, depending on how much it is. taking an awful long time to load this. Have to wait till I move out? Man. Let's see what we can raid. My friend is streaming, but they're a Chinese channel. Every channel I clicked into, they're also bouncy. Their models. Expressive. You know, the other day, when I was on Twitter, as I do, I saw people, I forgot what the context was, but I think it was Fansly, quote retweeting Twitch or something like that, and talking about how, they have better recommendation system and better revenue split, etc, etc. But like, you know, most people go to that site for completely different things. Non-Twitch related entertainments usually. I'm like, yeah, okay. And one of my friends, or acquaintances rather, has been streaming on there for a little while. Apparently she stopped streaming on Twitch. She's been on that website for like a while. 3 hours, €7. €7. That is so cheap. I'd pay double that if it means like faster time. I mean, if you got the time to spare, I don't see why not. I could see this being a cool weekend or bi-weekly weekend visit. The German ones are free? Wow. Damn. Is it because you have a monthly pass or? Monthly pastime, forgot how expensive it is. I mean, what's your monthly pass like? 63 euros. That doesn't sound that bad if you take public transits a lot. Here are the public transits for Taipei, or for the northern part of the island, really. It's like $37 a month or something like that, and you get unlimited access to metros, buses, bikes, etc, etc. Not trains though, unfortunately. Well, I think certain regions of the train is free actually. But regardless, that sounds pretty good. If you don't mind, spending that time. With that being said, 3 hours is also a very long time, I think, because like you practically have to spend like half the day just traveling around. But if you make your time worth, like spend 3 hours at the arcade, I think that's pretty good. Should probably give it a try, at the very least. A night would cost me like €70 maybe. What, you mean like a hotel, or you mean like a night at the arcade? I don't even know how much arcade costs for you guys per game. Hotel? Yeah. If you plan on staying there. It's like a tiny trip. But I was thinking more like every other week. Well, if you end up liking it. Or like once a month. I mean, I don't really go to Rhythm Arcade that often, mainly because it's like not right next to me. If it were right next to me, I might consider more. But like it's an hour away from me, so. Well, not really an hour, more like 40 minutes. Man, there are a lot of Rhythm Arcade that I kind of miss, that have kind of died. I hate licensing. Where is this person from? I'm looking around for people to raid. Where's this person's Twitter, if they have one? Or not? Won't be able to catch Xeno Saga, but looking forward to the VOD. Alright. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's about time we call it. Cause like it's like 2 a.m. I got work tomorrow. I gotta physically go into work tomorrow. Oh man. I love work. Okay. Give me a second though. I'm still trying to find someone to raid. But if you got a jet, feel free. Where's this person's socials? Have a good rest. Good night, Ash. I think the stars of work from home. I wish it was like that globally. Yeah. I mean, I normally only go into work twice a week. The problem is I am taking my day off on Thursday, and there's a holiday on Friday. So I there's only like 3 days in this week, and I gotta go into the work. I've got to go into workplace like twice. So yeah. Wait, is Steam Next Fest right now? Oh, why do I have Steam Next Fest on the whatever? I guess I will. I'm not gonna rate the cat. I rate that cat like twice already. Man, I had a few friends that were streaming earlier. They're all offline now. Okay, I'll send you guys over to this streamer. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Xeno Saga Episode 2. Alright, have a good night, everyone. It's 2 a.m. If you are also in this time zone, go the frick to bed. If not, have a good evening or morning, wherever you are. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.